I'll just show the video. It's better than explaining it and get your opinion. So if I didn't tell you that was a robot, I mean, the walking's a bit awkward. If I told you it was a human, would any of you believe me? No, not yet. No, okay. That's what it looks like. It reminds me of a Cyberman from, was it Doctor Who?
Doctor Who, yeah.
And then, of course, just imagine what this could be in 20 years. I have another panel for people listening, which will be uploaded shortly, where we're looking at humanoid robots, which are essentially the robots which look closest to humans, with facial expressions, with skin. So if you think this is freaky, just wait until the next episode, and it's called Humanoid Robots. If you check that out. Have any of you seen this video? First impressions, Olga. What do you think of Petman?
So they're trying to blend them with other, like part of people in that battle will be humans and other part robots. What's the target? Like to make it so similar to human? I'm still confused with that.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to recreate human, really. I mean, it's by the U.S. military, so for war, I imagine.
It almost feels like, why would you want to recreate a human to go to war?
Yeah.
Like we have tanks. Like, surely you would recreate something almost better than just a regular, almost a regular soldier.
I get that. You could. What if it's part of a long-term play to create something which, in however long, can't be. You can't tell the difference between a human and this. You know, and the AI is so good that you can speak to it and have a full conversation, and you've got no idea that you're speaking to a robot. Do you think that's a possibility at all?
Google already did it with the
Lambda.
Yeah, when they book something, they did the sample that you tried to book something.
The hairdressers.
Yeah, exactly, and you couldn't tell that was an AI.
Yeah.
So they already get to that level.
Yeah.
In terms of at least speaking.
Yeah. You could argue that passed the Turing test, really, because the human was convinced that it was a human speaking to them. Do you know what we're talking about? Have you seen this video?
I don't know, but
it was at the Google I/O, I think, the presentation.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Yeah, they called up it was a hairdresser's or a restaurant and booked an appointment, and it was just an app on the Google phone. I think it's built on Lambda, which I know the engineer at Google claims is alive and sentient. I don't know how accurate that is.
I remember there's been this bombshell at some point that one of the developers,
Did he get fired for that as well?
Yeah.
He did. I think he got more fired for suddenly going on every podcast in the world and revealing the secrets. But like, even if he is genuinely convinced that is sentient, which I don't think it is, that still is an example of him being convinced by a robot. And all you need to do is put that into a lifelike form, and then boom, you have a soldier or whatever they want to use it for. What do you think of the idea of humans being indistinguishable from robots, Olga? Does that?
I'm trying to invent some scenario where it will be valuable, but I cannot understand.
You don't think it would be needed?
It's like, and having head, it's probably disadvantage for such robot. Again, like they put heads on that, but it's useless.
What about if you wanted in Starbucks, your barista, and you wanted to create a human feel? You didn't want to have some huge, scary chunk of metal walking around. You wanted, I don't know, something that looks like a human.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of any fake thing.
Yeah.
So, like in fashion, people buying fake thing instead of probably maybe even more better quality goods from other companies which cost less if they cannot pay for luxury goods. So for me, it's a bit weird scenario which I don't understand. So for me, I don't understand why I would do it. And the same with barista case. So if I'm talking to robot, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if I want to talk to people, I want to talk to people, and it shouldn't be like robot pretending it is a human being.
Do you think regardless of if you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, would you say that it's possible in your lifetimes, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so. So many things happens in my lifetime which I cannot imagine in my childhood, and I read about that in the books.
Yeah.
And now it's our life.
I know. Would you agree or disagree?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I think you will see robots which you can't tell the difference between a human and your lifetime.
I guess we're probably seeing it now to a certain extent, aren't we? A lot of the chat robots. I mean, obviously, if I go on to Vodafone and I want to answer a quick query, a lot of the time it will be a robot saying you should do this, you should do that. And I mean, obviously we're at very early stages, but we're at a point in time where technology moves so quick. You buy a TV 1 minute and then 3 months down the line it's pretty much obsolete because something's overtaken it, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely it'll see happening soon.
You see that there was a piece of software a couple of years ago, which was a chatbot, which was able to convince a group of experts that it was a Ukrainian child, and people believed it. Even experts, just from speaking to it over text. Do you think it's possible in your lifetime, Claudia? Do you think, because if it is, you have to consider what that means, because you could have popular skins which you'd buy. You might have, who are the most popular people in the world, and Donald Trump and Elon Musk. You could have 50 Elon Musk robots walking down the street, or it's crazy, right? But like, could that be a possibility in your lifetime?
Getting to the point where we cannot tell the difference between a robot that we see in front of us as interacting with us and a human, I don't think in the lifetime.
Sure.
I think it's because, as we can see, technology always goes really fast and then hit some sort of stop, probably because the kind of way that we understand the physics of the world, we have a limit because we don't understand everything. There are so many unsolved things in physics and chemistry. So I think that we don't have all the answers or all the technology to get there, but we can get the point. And we have limit in terms of even material. Look at the chip. We don't have enough material to build all those things. Yeah. So we will need to, at some point, get to a new technology that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So I think that at some point we will hit the wall and say, okay, we need to find a new way to do these things.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our big pause on the technology evolution in terms of getting new things. Yeah. And we need to start a parallel.
Yeah. I mean, the materials is something that people don't even think about. But in order to make a smartphone, they have to dig these minerals out of, and these are awful conditions. If you think about is it Foxconn in China with the factories? If you think that's bad, you should see where the actual minerals come from to create microchips and whatnot. So yeah, like there's a finite supply of that stuff, right? When it runs out, what happens then? So
yeah, exactly.
We have to create tech using different materials, which I don't even know if it's possible, but I'm sure there'll be a way.
I know they're doing some tests, even printing these things on just like a normal printer. You just scan a paper or something like plastic paper.
Yeah.
But it's not good enough to replace that one, of course.
Yeah.
So we are not. I think we're not there yet.
Okay. The 3D printing argument is interesting. I work with a company who are trying to 3D print food essentially, and they believe that if they put a 3D printer in the homes of countries where people are famine and starving, it will solve the problem because they just need to put in the material. It will 3D print food, and I don't know what it will taste like. Probably not very nice to begin with, but it could save billions of lives.
Could it? I mean, imagine the fact that we already waste so much food. Most of the food that is being produced is not even sold. Yeah. The problem is not that we don't have food, it's that we don't want to give it for free.
Sure.
So are these companies still going to be able to give it for free just because someone is starving? I don't think so.
Maybe you can download a recipe for whatever they're selling or something. Okay. All right. Let's get your votes on Petman, please. Hold up your number. What we got? Got a 6, we got a 3, and we got a 7. Okay. So the winner is obviously the 3 in the middle. They are the most advanced ones, so that makes sense. Atlas was the big one, I believe. Spot was the yellow one, and then Stretch was the warehouse one. Which is your? If you could have one as a pet, which one would you have?
The yellow one. I've got my.
Would have Spot.
Yeah.
Is that because it looks like a dog?
Well, yeah. it's the movement of it as well. It's so fluent compared to the first one, and obviously Petman, the way they take steps is very it is very robotic. Whereas
old video though, I have no idea what it looks like.
Very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spotting, it's almost dog-like, and I quite like dogs. So I have one as a pet.
Me too, man. And I would get that as well. It seems like the most fun. That on Petman, there's a surprisingly lack of information about even if it's still in development or what's happening. I suppose it's obviously quite secretive. And I believe they originally claimed it was just used for testing out like camo and like testing out different military. I'm skeptical, but it seems like a very expensive way to test out some clothing.
Just get a person to do that.
I know, yeah, potentially. What's your favourite one, Olga, out of the three?
Probably that one with the wheel. How you call it?
The last one, Stretch.
Stretch.
Yeah, the final one. Why do you like Stretch?
I don't know. I feel it's. I don't know. For me, I don't like these attempts to make legs exactly as
your anti-legs.
Anti-legs. So wheel, I prefer wheel. But maybe there is a cases like stairs where this robot probably will have
you
problems.
Said earlier you didn't want robot legs, but if we give you wheel legs, would that convince you? Yeah.
Interesting use case. So you put it on at home, go to work, put it off. Probably.
You need one of those hoverboards then, where you can stand on the hoverboard, and I mean, not really hovering, are they?
Yeah, but
do we not already have this in rollerblades and skateboards?
Yeah, I suppose. Just give Olga a pair of roller skates and problem solved.
There you go.
Yeah, but more controls maybe.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. What's your favourite one?
I think the one that looks condensed, like they look like a human. What was
Atlas.
Yeah,
so
Atlas,
you all say different ones.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm the tiebreaker. I'm gonna side with Adam. I like the dog. I'm a dog person, and I think my dog would be terrified though if it saw that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, especially with the addition of the hand they've added to it, which is like a mouth almost as well. Yeah. But that's insane. Okay. Final question. Elon Musk recently said that we need to regulate AI because he's terrified that this is a huge danger to humanity with all of these robots. Are any of you worried at all about this all becoming a little bit too advanced and we have a Terminator type situation in a couple of years? Because if the robots become so good, and who knows what creates consciousness, who knows what kind of makes you aware and self-aware, but if you give enough computing power to something, can it then think for itself? And if the robots can think for themselves and they're all connected, they have all the information, they're all connected to the web, and they are a lot more stronger than we are, then are we going to be in a situation where we are no longer the dominant species on Earth and we are under their control? Are any of you, like Elon, worried about that at all, or do you think he's kind of just overthinking it? What do you think, Claudia?
I don't think we are at that point yet, but I think that, as I said before, usually progress in terms of regulation is way slower. So if we start now, maybe we get at a point where we are on the same level.
Yeah.
I think that the first things that we should do is do not allow AI to be independent and doing things without someone having like a process saying, okay, you have to do these things. Yeah. And second things, people should know where they're talking with an AI or not. You should not let people interact with an AI without knowing them that they're interacting with an AI. That's definitely the base ground that we can and we must do maybe right now.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Olga? Are you worried?
No, I'm not. And I also don't think we can stop progress.
No, I don't think we can stop it either. No, I don't think...
Even if we try our hard.
Because some other country will just keep innovating. Like, this won't stop regardless of how much you stop doing. And why would countries want to stop it? Because then they're going to fall behind if other countries are putting money into this.
I don't know. So I don't think it's a real situation. I don't think even Elon Musk worries so much about it.
You think they'll stay working?
Having in mind he producing Teslas. So.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you worried?
Am I worried? Do I feel like I'm sensationalizing it by saying yes? Because I almost just think about iRobot, and obviously it becomes becomes sentient and has its own conscience and does what it wants. But I think I'm not technical enough to know, but if some AI had it was sentient, could it? I'm guessing all these sorts of things are filled with a kill switch where the humans can control it, but could it work out how to turn that kill switch off and then it becomes its own thing?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that probably everything in the world needs regulated to a certain extent. And obviously, like Claudio was saying, you probably do need to know that difference of, am I talking to a person? Am I talking to a robot? And you probably should know. So yeah, I do think it should be regulated. But I mean, look at the people who are going to be making the regulations.
Yeah.
It's generally a load of old people who
they have no idea what they're
doing. So I mean, look how long it's taken to get some sort of social media regulation and things like that. But do I think it should be regulated? Yes, would be the short answer. But whether it'll happen, I don't really know.
Yeah, I think you're right in that it won't. It probably won't be. Or if it is, some other country won't regulate. China's not going to regulate this. They're just going to keep working on it. And robots, when they get so advanced, they'll know no borders. No, it's it'll be interesting. These past few minutes in 20 years are either going to age really, really well. You're all going to look like Nostradamus, or you'll be working for Spot, who will be your overlord.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be one of those people banging on the board like, we told you so. We told you so.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching this YouTube video. If you want to see more like this, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.